Hello everyone, my name is Justin Cook. I'm a student at Full Sail University, and today I want to talk to you about the power of images and the capability of comic books to be an effective and engaging storytelling method. Through the combination of text and picture, comic books allow for incredibly detailed and intricate stories to be told very quickly. This use of pictures as a method of storytelling dates back to early humans. Before the written word, stories were either verbal or communicated through the use of drawings. Early humans' fascination with pictures was a huge factor in their survival. These early cave drawings are thought to reveal things like where the best hunting grounds were, if fresh water was located nearby, or whether or not to avoid certain areas due to dangerous predators. Humans continue to be fascinated with stories throughout their lives. Children use images to learn and to grow. In the early stages of childhood, children begin drawing. This exercises the imagination and allows for children to begin communicating how they view the world. Frequently, when my niece shows me a drawing, I know that there's a story accompanied to it. Stories influence every aspect of our lives. When we are given instructions in school, when we tell our friends and family about our lives, these all use storytelling methods. Stories are present even in mundane things. Instructions on when and where to pay our bills on time, how to cook a fancy dinner for our loved ones. With that being said, not all stories are entertaining. All of us have been in a boring storytelling situation, usually encountered when having to listen to something that does not interest us. If the story is not about us or does not pertain to our interest, our minds tend to wander. We have all felt our eyes get heavy during a long lecture. However, this can be avoided with the power of images. A quick glance at any image can reveal an entire story and describe an entire setting, whether it be men in space, a barren desert, or a noble superhero. Images can also have more subtle meanings. These images, with time, can become just as iconic as a man wearing his red underwear on the outside of his pants. Images can convey all kinds of messages. Frequently, we see commercials on television showing us the hardships faced around the world. Through the use of images, these commercials are able to engage our emotions, which in turn captures our attention. Rather than use dialogue to explain these situations, they use images to convey a message. Every day, we encounter images being used as learning and explanatory tools. Images have the power to describe vast amounts of information. Some companies, such as Lego, use only images to describe the assembly of their products. Other companies use elaborate diagrams to swiftly describe the inner workings of their products. Through the use of images, we are able to communicate with people that may or may not use the same language as us. My high school art teacher always used to tell me that we are in the process of learning the universal language, art. Although spoken word can convey messages, images can make you feel them. This allows for a greater storytelling experience and continues to exercise our creative thinking. Now, don't think I'm an advocate of using images to tell stories without text. Through the use of text, we are able to describe in incredible detail what images cannot. It is this ability of text and the spoken word, when combined with images, that makes for truly powerful storytelling. By engaging multiple senses, the storyteller can make the stories really come to life. Through the combination of text and images, comic books are able to tell an entire story on average within 22 pages. Although these stories are usually smaller stories within a larger story arc, these 22-page journeys are able to quickly get the reader up to speed and then have a climax and a resolution. Few other forms of media can accomplish this amazing feat. By combining text and images, comic books engage our imagination as well as improve our cognitive abilities. The storytelling of comic books is enhanced by engaging multiple senses, which allows the comic book to retain our attention. Through the use of images, our mind is not left to wander because it must process what is on the page. Very rarely do you encounter a comic book completely void of text, and that is because it is very hard to tell a story in comic book fashion without it. The use of an onomatopoeia is prevalent through comics because of the way that it adds to the storytelling. Much like the way images add the action, text adds the explanation. As I stated before, comic books move very quickly. This is due in large part to the use of panels. By using panels to quickly move through the story, the author is able to cram a lot of information into a very small space. The panels also keep the reader engaged in the storytelling by allowing them to quickly move from scene to scene. Comic books are often written to be short and sweet. This allows for them to be easily picked up and finished quickly. Even the longer graphic novels have frequent areas in which the reader can put down the paperback for a break. This helps to prevent the reader from becoming bored, as well as create a hunger in the reader to know what happens next in the installment of whatever comic they are enjoying. Many people state that comics are for children and that they promote laziness in the reader. Because the reader is given images rather than having to imagine them, they become less creative. This, however, is completely false. What promotes imagination more than a character being able to fly or imagining a character has super strength? Comic books are for everyone. With such a vast amount of different types of comic books, there is no end to the possibilities. There are more mature comics that deal with drug use and violence, and more innocent comics that deal with everyday lives of ordinary people. Because of the immensely different types of comics, there is something for everyone to enjoy. Much like other storytelling methods, comic books can teach us lessons about life. To be a hero in a comic means to save lives, but we can glean from this information what it means to be honest or how we should stand up for others. There's an unlimited potential for us to learn when using comic books as the teacher. Because of the fact that more senses are engaged when reading comics, there will be a higher retention rate. Everyone loves a good story, be it reading a book or watching a movie. Stories allow humans to communicate their feelings or experience situations that they may never experience otherwise. Through comics, we are able to communicate pain, happiness, or depression by just looking at a picture. In conclusion, comic books create an engaging and effective storytelling method. They convey feelings and emotions through a beautiful unity of text and images. Comic books hold our attention by inspiring our imagination and displaying entire worlds that live in other people's heads. Through the power of images, comic books create some of the best stories. Thanks for listening.